Hello, my name is Amaya Reed, and this is my instructional design project presentation assignment for EDUC 733. I am currently an instructional systems specialist for the Department of the Army. In my role, it is my job to help modernize the Army's education, lesson plans, and any other training that goes along with specific jobs. Currently, in my role, I have been tasked to help develop and modernize training for the 91 Fox Small Arms Artillery Repair School, located at Fort Gregg Adams, Virginia. With this MOS or job, students are taught how to assemble and disassemble weapons. They are repairs for different types of weapons that the military may use. So their job is extremely important and is a huge part of today's Army. Mission of the Army. The Army's mission is to deploy, fight, and win our nation's wars by providing ready, prompt, and sustained land dominance. The desired outcome of this project. The Army is slowly starting to transition its training manuals and learning materials from paper to utilizing more educational technology. A major desired outcome is that the trainee scores rise and there are less retentions. And a more specific outcome for just the 91 Fox job is that students are able to properly disassemble and reassemble a precision sniper rifle. Now, within this MOS, there's about 20 weapons that students have to learn how to assemble and disassemble. They must know the different parts of the weapon. They must know how to properly process a weapon into the database, how to report any type of damages. But for this project specifically, I'm just focusing on how to properly disassemble and reassemble a precision sniper rifle. Performance analysis. So currently, there are about 20 to 35% of trainees that get recycled due to failing scores on assessment in this 91 Fox series of courses. I work closely with instructors, and the instructors have questioned how we meet the needs of today's soldiers and ultimately close the performance gaps. Working with a specific instructor, he always states that students feel that the material is outdated and it's not up to date or is not exactly what students of this generation may be looking for when it comes to learning. When you compare the Army's military schools resources compared to going to a university, it's a complete difference. The Army has always seemed to be a little bit outdated with their training materials and educational technologies and resources, and they are doing their best to now catch up and get on the same level as a lot of students' colleagues maybe that are in universities or four-year colleges. The desired outcome is that the soldier scores will increase. Increasing soldier scores will help with lesson retention. And with lesson retention, that means that we have more soldiers that are ready to go into the field and ready to be at war if need be. Interventions. The main intervention for my project is multimedia resources to help enhance students' learning. These multimedia resources will be through videos, photographs, virtual reality, and presentations, to name a few. For the sniper rifle, the main focus is to create a video tutorial on how to disassemble and reassemble the weapon. And this will be done by teaming up with the technology division, and they will help by providing cameras, the video editing the video editing software known as Camtasia, and any other resources that our department may need in order to complete this task. Content delivery. So there will be three different types of ways that the content will be delivered. The first way is in the classroom, and it'll be instructor led. So this first way in the classroom is for your trainee soldiers that are fresh out of basic training, and they are currently at AIT, and which is advanced individualized training. And while they're at AIT, students are working to become a soldier. So once they graduate AIT, they are then known as a soldier. But while they are at AIT, they are still a trainee. So the first form of delivery would be in the classroom for these trainee soldiers. The second form is Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams will be asynchronous, and this is where a lot of the course materials will be housed. Trainee soldiers will have access, as well as soldiers that are currently in FORSCOM. FORSCOM is already out on the field. So both sets of soldiers will have access on Microsoft Teams. The video tutorials will also be uploaded on Microsoft Teams for students viewing, whether a trainee or a soldier that's already in the FORSCOM. This is major for them because they are able to access these training tutorials at any time, and they can use them at their leisure. So if you are a trainee, you may utilize the video tutorials to brush up on your skills in studying, or the instructor will utilize the training videos to show during class. Or if you are a soldier that's in FORSCOM, you will utilize these trainings when you may need to brush up on your skills as well, or you may have a question about a specific part of the weapon. That is the second way of content delivery. The third way is using Army Blackboard. Army Blackboard is mainly used for the soldiers that are trainee soldiers when they are in class. This is how they take like their major assessments is on Blackboard. So any type of test for your trainee soldiers will be uploaded onto the Army's Blackboard page. Pre-training or post-training. One pre-training will be reviewing parts of a rifle. So when soldiers begin the course, they will go over parts of a rifle, which is also building on their previous knowledge from other courses. This is something that is important for all soldiers to know. But the 91 Fox will be more specific on what kind of rifle. But all soldiers should know the different parts of a basic rifle before entering into this course. This is something that they'll learn during basic training. The second part is post training. This is after they have graduated from AIT or after they have finished the training on Microsoft Teams. They also will annually review this training as long as you are a 91 Fox. This will be your requirement that you will utilize this training and take the training once a year to stay abreast and certified for the precision sniper rifle. Communicate changes. Changes will be communicated at quarterly meetings with Chief of Training Development. Data and plans for changes will be shared during those meetings. Key milestones. Modernizing the Army's training support packages is a huge milestone that is of need for the military. Adding video trainings to these training support packages and getting away from just textbook and paper materials, but actually creating something that's more interactive for students and young trainee soldiers to truly get involved in and can relate to. Measure success. Success will be measured by tracking assessment scores from each class. With that data, We will then compare and contrast scores. Evaluation plan. Soldiers will complete end of course survey. From that end of course survey, results will be reviewed and discussed, and then there will also be another comparison and contrast of scores. With all of this data, we will use to evaluate how the course is going, what changes we may need to make, or what we may need to keep, how soldiers feel about the training. It will give us great insight to move forward. Timeline. We will use the ADDIE process for this course. So it begins with the analysis and then design, develop, implementation, and evaluation. We foresee that it will take anywhere from 6 months to a year to design and develop these training support videos for each weapon, but for the sniper rifle by itself, it will take at least about 6 months or so for the full process. It may take 2 years before we can fully implement due to licensing and other approvals that need to be done. And then it can take 3 years or so for the evaluation. It just depends on how quickly we can get this course out to soldiers, how quickly it takes them to finish the course, and then for us to do our part of evaluating. In closing, I just want to say that this is a huge effort for the Army and military world within our US. They are trying their best to modernize learning and education for our soldiers so that way we can always be number one and be the best at what we do. Thank you so much for your time. Any questions?